Now, it is time to hear from Dallas Ducar, the founding CEO of Trans Health, an independent, comprehensive transgender health center in Western Massachusetts. Let's everybody make some noise for Dallas Ducar.
Hello, everyone. It's an incredible honor to stand before you today at the Boston Dyke March. I want everyone first to just look around, say hi to someone beside you.
Thank you.
This is truly, truly remarkable. So much joy here. So who here is attending the Dyke March for the first time? Let's hear it for the first time. Amazing. Even though I've been a dyke for a long time, and I've been trans for a long time, woo! Let's hear it for, yeah. This is also my first Dyke March too, so this is pretty incredible. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's good to be surrounded by such a beautiful community. Whether it's your first rodeo or not, give it up for you. This event is rooted in pride. This event is rooted in resilience. It's a testament to our collective strength. And we're here to celebrate our identities, to elevate voices that were pushed to the margins in society, and even within our own LGBTQ community. Give it up for the beautiful community all around us today. Thank you. Before we move forward, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the land that we're on, as is done before, the traditional territory of the Massachusetts people. And today, as we march, we honor their legacy and recognize that our fight for justice and equality is a part of a broader struggle against oppression. The Boston Dyke March is where we follow in the footsteps of generations of dykes who have come together the night before Pride to amplify those voices that are often drowned out, the stories that are often overlooked, the identities pushed and shoved to the margins within our own movement. And it's a space where we can reclaim our power, where we demand visibility, where we celebrate the rich diversity of our communities, and here we find acceptance, we find affirmation, not just tolerance, but celebration. When we gather here, we are reminded of the power of unity, collective action, each of us bringing our own unique experience today, and together we create a tapestry of resilience and hope that is stronger than any single thread. This march is a declaration that we will not be silenced, that our stories matter, and that our lives are valuable, are sacred. So I wanted to start by really sharing a personal story with you. Growing up, I often felt like I was misunderstood, like I was invisible. And I eventually came out right around 2016, which was a big year. It was during the Women's March at that time, and I especially recall feeling misunderstood and really largely separated from my family. The only person at that time who helped me remember that I was whole was my Nana. My Nana was the matriarch of our family, and when I came out to my mother, she said that my Nana would have a heart attack. Who's heard that before? Yeah. And I'm a nurse, and I still thought that Nana would have a heart attack because I was trans. I spent months hiding in the closet, but Nana wasn't a fool, and she knew. Eventually, I came home right after the 2016 presidential election, and this time I decided to pack beautiful, pink, flowery dresses. I did not have the best fashion taste. I was just out. Learned from it after that. And I went to my house, and my Nana barges into the house without me knowing. She goes to the backyard. She sees out in the backyard a chaplain and a therapist who are with me, Melissa and Yoshi, which really is a good setup for a joke, honestly. But they were great folks to have at a moment like this. And after waiting, Melissa calls me on the phone. I'm panicking in my room right now. And she says, Dallas, honey, your Nana's out here and she really wants to see you. So my heart is racing. I'm panicking. I'm coming out of my room, literally coming out right now. I walk out onto the back porch, standing there in that bright pink dress, again, not the best fashion taste. Nana turns around and she says, I love you. And then after she says, that outfit, that's not gonna do. We're going shopping. So it was the most affirming message that anyone could want right in that moment. And for me especially, fashion, advice, and love. Eventually, we ended up going to TJ Maxx, which is one of the best places to go when you're just coming out as trans because no one's following you around at all. No one's bugging you. You can kind of do your own thing. And it was the first time someone had actually bought me some clothes. We then came back into my house, and there my mother is standing with the rest of my family, and Nana hasn't had a heart attack. And instead, Nana sits down, proceeds to tell my parents to sit down, and says, Dallas is having a fashion show right now, and commands the scene. And then begins to have me walk up and down in each outfit, and each time she sits there and she is clapping and looking over at my parents and making them clap too. That is the power of allyship. It was not easy, but it was easier with Nana. And now, less than 10 years later, I join you on the precipice of another presidential election that will undoubtedly affect all of us, no matter who wins. An election that threatens the ability to have autonomy over our own bodies, whether it's reproductive care, the ability to create our own families, to receive life-saving gender-affirming care. But this is also a moment right now that can be scary, and we need to be able to hold close to those who really love us, especially chosen family, the family that we have grown together. Now, whether it's your chosen family, whether it's communities, whether it's the people standing alongside you right now, it's those who love you, and that's what we need to hold close to. It wasn't until I found my own community, my chosen family, that I began to truly understand the power of feeling seen, the power of feeling heard, and it's this understanding today that drives my work. We have to remember that our fight for equality is not just about achieving legal rights. It's about creating a world where everyone, regardless of who you are, regardless of your identity, is valued, respected, loved, seen, and affirmed. It's about dismantling the systems of oppression that keep us from living our fullest, most authentic lives. I remember my first march and that feeling where I had Nana's support, being out, feeling the energy, the solidarity, the love that radiated from people around me. And that was a pivotal moment. That feeling of belonging, of being a part of something that's larger than one person, that's what we can cultivate today. To make sure that everyone has that same sense of belonging and that same sense of acceptance. But we face many challenges right now, from discriminatory laws to violence and erasure. The obstacles are numerous. Nearly half of all states in the United States now ban good, evidence-based, gender-affirming care for youth. Half. And many policies increasingly jeopardize the well-being of our community. These policy trends are not isolated, but they are a part of a broader narrative that affects how gender and healthcare are perceived and how they're politicized. They are a direct attempt to control bodies and control our own communities. Globally, we see LGBTQ rights under attack. We see genocide committed against our queer and trans communities in Gaza. We are seeing repressive regimes that commit violence and outlaw basic human rights. And we see fascism on the rise. But if we as a community are anything, we are resilient. We are strong. We are not alone. And our strength lies in that commitment to lift each other up in our unwavering belief that a better world is possible. So as we march today, we have to do so with purpose. We have to commit to being allies to those struggles that may differ from our own, to amplify voices and support causes and stand up in solidarity, to challenge the status quo, to question our own biases, and work towards a more inclusive and just world. The Boston Dyke March is not just an event. It's a movement. It is a call to action for each of us to engage in an ongoing fight for justice, for equality, and we must continue to push boundaries, to demand change and create spaces where all voices can be heard. So here's the call to action. Get involved. Get involved in local advocacy. Show up. Support queer-owned businesses. Donate to organizations that work tirelessly to protect our rights. Speak out against injustice whenever you see it, even if it's uncomfortable. And use the privilege, what privilege you may have, to uplift others, to remember that all of our liberation is interconnected. We have to be vigilant in our fight against complacency. Change will not come easy, and it's not guaranteed. And it requires our constant effort, our unwavering commitment, our willingness to stand up, to speak out, even when it's difficult, so that we all have the power to create an authentic and free world. So let's hear it for that vision of that world. Let's hear it for what we are creating today. When I first came out, I didn't feel comfortable as a dyke. I didn't feel accepted or belonged. And it wasn't until some amazing dykes literally dragged me into spaces and let me know that I was welcome, that I would belong. And that energy is what we need here today. That is what we need to let everyone know that we are here to march for, to let people know that they're welcome, they belong, and they are loved. This is the future that we're marching towards, and it's within our reach. So let's march today with love, with pride, and with an unwavering belief that a better world is possible. Thank you all. Let's go. Let's march. Happy Dyke March. We're here.